Okay. And I've put it that we recorded as well. Okay.
We're live right now, so I just want to throw something out until people jump on. When I read all these comments that people write in, and just explain to a few people, trans has an umbrella, right? And every trans person, there's not a box that you have to fit into. Some people have surgery, some people don't. Some people go on hormones, some people don't. Some people, go all out and want to be beauty queens and on top of the world, and other people are just like, you know, laid back. I mean, you could have a tomboy type of trans woman, or you could have a tomboy type trans guy. Saying is, there is no boundaries. And I keep reading where so many people are trying to put boundaries on other trans people that, oh, you're not really trans if you don't do this. No, if you don't, you're not really trans if you don't do that. And, you know, people need to relax and just let people find themselves. Every single person is different, and every single person feels different about themselves and how they picture themselves in the world. So with that being said, give people the freedom to be who they want to be, and let them go down their journey and figure out where they end up. And that doesn't happen overnight. It can take years. And some people go straight from one sex to transitioning the next day. And they have usually a harder time because they're not through that period. And then some people transition living in that other uniform. And as they get electrolysis or they go on testosterone, and the changes come about, then they come out. And we just need to respect people to find themselves and encourage them and have nice words to say. That's all.
Okay. Yes, I do
Sorry,
think that is a
I just had to get that off my chest.
I think that is very important. Okay. I think it's very important that we, what do you call that? That, being a transgender means as well, accepting other people and accepting ourselves. And transgender people are all different. Some of them are, not, they are gender non-conforming. We have to accept them all. They are all part of the group. They're all beautiful people, and they're all part of the group. So please do that and accept us. See, that is so important. So we are going live now. We are live. Welcome to Transgurus. Welcome everybody. I see that there are many people already looking at us. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody. So please look at us in Facebook. I don't know what's going on, but apparently there's some kind of misunderstanding. But you have to join us in Facebook, please, okay? So you can see what we say and you can write your comments. And
congratulations, Amanda.
And I really would love to have your comments. If you want us to talk about some kind of special theme, please do that. It would be really great.
I'd like to start off expanding on what Bonnie was talking about when we were getting warmed up.
Absolutely.
How I see my human experience being transgender. Being transgender, I think, is probably the most ultimate form of self-expression. And self-expression comes in an infinite number of flavors and recipes and prescriptions. Every single human is unique to themselves. And so therefore, every single person's unique expression of themselves is equally going to be unique. There is no one size fits all for any human, And I think also too, what Bonnie was talking about. Humans have a tendency to, we need to put everything in a box. Like you have in your bedroom, you have a drawer for your tops, a drawer for your socks, a drawer for shirts, etc. Everyone wants to be able to put something in a box. Well, life isn't that way. Life isn't that way. Not everything can be defined by something that can be explained in a language. So I think by me creating myself in the image of my soul, I have created my own category of human. And so therefore I express myself in a very unique way. And then by owning that, by owning ourself, and by achieving self-mastery, and this shit, again, Bonnie, this shit said this, it doesn't happen overnight. There needs to be a gestation period, an incubation period, a period where you're able to let everything kind of marinate in your own soul. And then at one point you'll just wake up one morning and your flower will have blossomed, your wings will have spread. And it'll happen, in my case, it happened naturally. I didn't have a schedule. I never had it. I never had a schedule in my entire life about anything. I let my life unfold as it may. And that allows us to enjoy the journey. It's not about the destination, it's the journey. And I just wanted to expand on, Bonnie made some really good points earlier, so I wanted to expand on that. So thank you.
Absolutely. You want to say something, Raj, about that?
Well, I'm just so moved sitting here and listening to Bonnie and Jimmy, because the message is very powerful. And I think every single person on the planet can really apply that message to their lives, no matter whether they're trans or not trans, whoever you are in the world. It's about you being your own unique self in this world. And there's no one that has been here before you like yourself, and no one that will come after. You have a special gift and a special individuality that you bring to the world. Each and every one of us has that. And if you even think about our fingerprints, there's 7 point something billion people on the planet, and everyone has a different fingerprint. Okay, so that in itself is an example of the individuality that we all bring, our uniqueness to the world. And I am so happy that Bonnie brought up the topic, and then Jimmy piggybacked on the topic. And it's so important, I think, for people to keep that in mind, because there will be naysayers, there will be people that have their opinions. Everyone has an opinion, but if you're steadfast in who you are, and to the core of you that, hey, I am here for a divine purpose, and I bring a special uniqueness to the world that no one else can bring but me, that will get you through, I believe.
Amen.
We've got a comment from Amanda, and she says, update, I did my name change, but judge didn't do gender marker. However, I have the battle won. I am shocked. Where do you live? Because here in the United States, we don't have much issue with gender markers, at least in Florida. I don't know where you do this. I'm shocked that they didn't do the gender marker. If you have the right paperwork, they should be able to do it. At least I'm talking about the United States. I don't know where you live, Amanda. Angela, why? Oh, you live in South Carolina. Okay, Amanda. Oh, wow. I am shocked, because you should be able to change the gender marker. Usually here in the United is that usually okay, she was using her bias. She does not have the right to do that. It's your right. It's absolutely your right. And if you've got the right papers from your, from your doctor, then she should be able to do that. Sorry. She should be able to do that. Okay, I've got Angela. Why is Nashville Pride charging a trans support group $300 too much in Pride Parade? Has anyone else had this happen to in their area, or is the gay men and TERFs trying to exclude transgender groups? It could be right. Trans people should not have to pay an open show their parade. This is wrong. I don't. I mean, I don't know anybody which has done that. Here in Florida, I don't think that we have to pay anything.
No, but sometimes vendors, they want to advertise, or sometimes people are trying to do something, you know, they may charge them a fee, but that's something that should be checked into, because that's not right that they single us out like that.
Yeah, but this is a fee which usually vendors pay when they show their products and they're selling something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There should
But
be no charge.
not to go into a pride.
And
Usually,
sometimes with the floats, you know, there's a fee for getting the float. Sometimes it's donated, but usually with the floats, there's some money involved. But what I would do is, you know, the transgender people in that area should probably check in to see if other people have been asked to pay. Because if they've decided, whoever the organizers are have decided to charge a fee for that, then it should be across the board, not just one particular group having to pay. So they may want to investigate a bit more.
okay. I see Amanda. Okay, absolutely. Thank you very much, Raj. Amanda just wrote, you are right. I do have paperwork. It's okay. I will do it again. She tried to tell me you have to have proof of surgery, and vital records say the judge has to do order for it. And I find no law on books. This is not over. Have you ever been to the Transgender Law Center? I think you should try, Amanda, you should try to go to the Transgender Law Center and tell them that. And they can give you some help about that, because this is something wrong, you know. You should not be able, they should not be able to, you know, to deny you your paperwork. I don't think that South Carolina or in the United States, you need to have what do you call it, a proof of surgery. So try to contact the Transgender Law Center. I don't know if you ever heard about them. They are really good. They can help you. Okay, Amanda?
I wanted to expand on what Raji was talking about earlier, who was expanding on what Bonnie said. And so we're going to just keep on expanding this. You know, there's, Raji said, you know, there's always going to be naysayers. And I mentioned this phrase maybe a year ago or so on one of these similar videos, and that if you're not in the game, I'm trying to think of what the saying is. If you're not in the game, you're not going to be booed or cheered. So by the simple fact that there's folks that are cheering for you and there's folks that are booing for you, that means that you're in the game. That means that you're living. You know, the only person who doesn't get any praise or any criticism is the person who's dead. So by virtue of being yourself and by virtue of being unique, there's going to be folks that are going to cheer you and there's going to be folks that are not. And if you're not being cheered or booed, you're not even in the damn game. So look at any football game or any kind of sporting event. There's folks on one side of the stadium cheering, and the other folks on the other side of the stadium are booing those same people. So just take it with a grain of salt. And like we spoke about, if you just stand tall in your own skin and let this shit kind of just roll off you and just move on, you'll find that this will happen less and less and less, because that your confidence will grow, your aura your energy field will grow and expand and become a higher frequency where these types of negative encounters won't happen at all.
Can I give another point of view real quick on what you were saying about being in the game? You're either I personally, I don't want to be noticed. I just want to blend. I don't want to be noticed. I just want to blend, period. If people don't know who I am or that I'm trans, I'm okay with that. I don't feel a need to share with people about myself unless it's a situation where I have sex with somebody. Of course, I was going to tell them. But my point is that, yes, starting out, you're in the game, and if you're not getting noticed, but after a point, I think you get to the point where you don't want to be noticed and you just want to blend. So it's like we were talking in the very beginning. Every person is different and every journey is different. Every journey comes with different baggage. But if your journey, like in my sense, I no longer want to be involved in the game. I just want to be a spectator. I guess that's the best way I can put it. So just the point of view, not arguing. I'm just, for people that are listening, there's
No,
different ways of looking
excellent,
at
excellent.
everything.
Like Raji said, there's 7 billion people on the planet. There can't be 7 billion players and no one in the stands. So things just kind of work out, you know? Things just kind of work out.
Bonnie, you're still in the stadium though.
Whoa.
Yeah, but
So-
just because I'm in the stadium, I don't have to be standing up and yelling and cheering. And although one time years ago, my son was playing football, I was sitting on the other team's side. I don't even know where it was. But anyway, it was in Wisconsin or something. And he intercepted a ball and ran it in for a touchdown on the other against the other teams. He was on defense. And I'm standing up yelling, going nuts, and all these people wanted to beat me up. And I said, it's my son. And they all just back off. But I almost got killed that night, It's crazy. Anyway.
So knowing you, Bonnie, and your talents in the stadium, you would be working the soundboard for the band for the music production during halftime. That's where you would be.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, any other themes that you want to talk about? I've got here Rose. How are you? We are doing fine. And thank you for joining us.
Hi, Rose.
And be with us. If there's any theme that we want to talk about, we'll be very, very pleased to hear from you. So how's everybody doing? Raj, tell what's your latest TV shows?
Oh, you're funny. I'm taking a break for a few weeks now.
Oh, a few weeks. Okay.
Yeah. No, actually, Miami Beach Pride is this weekend. And I'll be out there with Trans Social at one of the booths. Only one day. I can't do 2 days. It's Saturday and Sunday this coming weekend. So I'm going to be out there Saturday. So it should be nice. I always love Pride because, the LGBTQ community, we've been clumped together basically by, the cisgender hetero world. So we're together. We're family. We're in, I always say, the same boat, just different compartments. We're in the same boat, different compartments. And oftentimes, for a long time, I thought everyone understood each other, like the gays understood trans, the lesbians, vice versa. But then I learned some time ago that no, that's not always the case. And there is oftentimes ignorance about the different groups. So Pride to me is a day that we just really come together, and you can almost feel the energy in the air, like the unity and like the love of our community. So I love being at Pride, especially in these later years, because at one time going to Pride as a trans person, it wasn't all, it wasn't so much, you didn't feel so unified, but now it's gotten a lot better.
Okay. Yeah, Pride is always nice. I haven't been to a Pride for a long time because of COVID, but it's kind of slow things down, but I think it's coming back. Jimmy, do you have anything that you'd like to talk about, or do you like to tell about yourself? And you always are so deep in your speech. So anything
You
that
know, one thing that if I just had an open mic for maybe a minute, I would say that the experience, the humanness of all this, by following my internal compass, by following the guidance that I'm getting from my future self, by trusting myself and allowing myself to develop in the image of my own soul and my own spirit, I would have to say the person that's here right now at this moment in time, I would never thought in a million years that I could create such a human. And the feeling is almost that of ecstasy, of nirvana, the feeling of just blossoming as the absolute full potential of my own capability is just astounding. Astounding. Does it take a lot of work? Sure it does. I'm in the parking lot of a gym right now, and eating salmon and water and exercise and spiritual practice and just constant self-improvement and participating in our community, like with these videos here now. All this has resulted in what I feel the fruition of my potential as a human. And that's what Raji was saying. That's very powerful, man. We only got one shot at this as who we are. I only got one shot at this. It's just who I am, so I can't squander it. I cannot squander it a minute. And when we realize our own potential, I think for I would say a good percentage of the population are almost maybe afraid of their own potential. We have unlimited potential. Humans are capable. If you can think it, if you can speak it, if you can dream it, you can do it, and it could become reality. And I'm living proof of that. I am walking, all of us here are walking, talking proof that our self-image can become a reality. And I think where people get tentative or nervous, you don't know, there's a huge unknown. Huge unknown. What am I going to look like? How's this going to work? What's all the details? Oh my God! Holy shit! You talk yourself right out of it. You just jump. The net will appear. I'm telling you, just jump. Follow your own instincts, and it may take a while. There may be some awkward moments, and there may be some moments that are going to trip you up. But that's how your legs get strong. And that's how you find the other side. And to be able just to have an open mic and speak what I feel right now, man, the spiritual benefits, the mind, body, and spirit are elevated to max. And it takes a lot to keep it there. It takes a lot to maintain a level of existence like this, like I said, food, nutrition, exercise, spiritual practice, all this. It takes a mindful approach, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Life, we're talking about this shit earlier. Life is not a spectator sport. You got to participate. And the more you put in, it's a effort reward program. The more you put into something, the more you're going to get out of it. And so the more you put into your life, the more you invest into yourself, the greater the reward. It's that simple. So that's my 1 minute open mic rant.
I just like to add something, Jimmy. You say that life, you have to be participating in life, and it's an open sport. But you know what? It's your sport because it's your life, and that is the most important one of them. And I totally agree with you, Jimmy. It's really important. Bonnie,
Yes,
tell
I'm
someone.
reading what people are saying.
Yeah, if I can, let me just catch up a little bit.
Yes, and then we'll continue.
Okay.
Because we got
I
a few
have been
comments.
getting a lot of debates, trans period symptoms. Is that true?
I didn't understand that question. I read it 3 or 4 times. Is it saying that they're having a period?
Yeah, I understand what they're saying. And what they're saying is that, yes, there is some people which say that mostly for trans women that they feel a period because, and this is caused mostly because your hormone levels might go up and down and you might have some things. I have from time to time, I have, hot spells, cold spells. After my surgery, when I didn't have to take hormones, it was terrible. It took me about 2 weeks to get back into normality because I had ups and downs like hell, But it's not everybody which feel that, but it's true that if it depends as well how you take the hormones. If you take it, for example, with pills, or if you take it with injections, you might have differences.
If the injections, you take the injections, you should do them once a week as opposed to every 2 weeks, because that gives you the highs and the lows, and that can also onset the feeling of a period because you've gone 2 weeks without hormones.
Correct.
Because it dissipates out of your system. When they give you the shot, it goes way up, and then over 2 weeks, it goes way down. Whereas if you do it every week, you're more consistent. I personally am using a cream now. It has the estradiol, it has progesterone, it has a little bit of testosterone in it. And my hormones now, I went from 50 on my estradiol level because I was doing those patches. I couldn't get the shots anymore, but anyway, it really messed me up. But anyway, now I'm at 320 and I'm 40 on the testosterone, whereas before I was like 9, and my sex drive, of course, has increased drastically, and I've been doing exercise, and it's given me a lot of energy. And if, let's say, you were going to somebody that does bioidentical hormones, if you're like 35-year-old cis woman, your testosterone level would be around 50, from what I've been told. And oh, there was another point. Go ahead, somebody. I forgot what I was leading up to something.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Somebody else wrote in. Go.
Julie, the LGBT plus community is united in fighting for equality and against discrimination, but the issues that oppose us as a community vary widely. I totally agree with you. Unfortunately, there are lesbians against trans. There are many, many issues within our community too. But never forget, what you call that? Stonewall started with transgender people. And we are really part of the center of the community, although we are probably much smaller than, in a small group within the LGBT community. I suppose gay men, at least here in South Florida, is the biggest part. The transgender community is relatively small. You wanted to say something, Raj? Because I saw that you were...
I real quick want to finish what I was saying. I remembered what I was going to say. It was that, first of all, the cream, I did it every day, and I'm very consistent, and it's made by a compound pharmacist, and I really like it because of I even like it better than the shots, but the shots give development. But what I was going to say is that Dr. Powers said that if you go to a pharmacist that can do bioidentical hormones and do progesterone suppositories, but you don't need to take male blockers. I don't remember the name of them, whatever. There's a couple brands out there. It's been a long time. I don't think I ever took them anyway. But what I'm saying, that can be a real plus for people that have problems with their liver and with other things. Taking the blockers, you don't need it. If that's true, from what I said. Okay, go ahead, Raj. I'm sorry.
No.
I just had to finish it. My thought.
I'm here listening to all this wonderful talk and just like nodding my head and agreeing, So I'll just say that, I've been on like a lot of shows, but I have to say this: being on shows that are a part of the community, such as this one. When I say a part of the community, I'm talking about LGBTQ, developed, produced, and for the LGBTQ community, or in Trans Guru's case, we do this for everyone, but with a focus on our community, is just so extremely special to me, and also very fulfilling. So I just felt that in the moment. I wanted to say that because it's just good to be a part of something that's for the community. And so I'll just say this: I did a great interview on the Faye What Show, who is a lesbian activist and I would say TV host in our community, and she has a really great show too. And I'll tell you, it was like, I sent it out after doing it. This was last month, so if anyone wants to check it out, please feel free. It's called the Faye What Show, and I got some really good feedback, and people that had seen me on shows like Dr. Phil and Anderson Cooper and those type of people, they actually said, you know what? That was one of your best interviews on the Faye What Show. And I think the reason why is because Faye is a part of our community. And so we had like a connection there, and we just flowed really well. Just like when I work with the other gurus on the panel here, I think we have an authenticity about us, and we like organically fit together. Like we come together and we just let things flow. So I just wanted to say that.
We have something from Marcy.
Yeah, Marcy asks, hello, my girlfriend is transgender and is now considering surgery such as breast implants and possible vaginoplasty. Do your personality and desire change as your body transforms?
Ooh.
Wow, that's a very strong question. I have to start by saying that, absolutely, I have to start that everybody is different, and everybody reacts differently. I can tell from my personal experience, I had both breast implants and I had my reassignment surgery. We do not call it here vaginoplasty. We call it gender SRS, or sex reassignment surgery, or gender reassignment surgery. Yes, I had many changes before and after, I tell you. But everybody's different. You have to accept the people how they are. I feel so much free. It's really amazing.
And this will be, I'll just say this real quick, Jimmy, and then you can go. This will be a test to your friendship, because this is a very important time for your friend, and it's going to be a lot of changes that take place, but it's great. It seems like you're somebody that really is on board and you want to be there for them. So they're going to need you. They're going to need your friendship.
Sure. So I've got the next one. I'm still trying to work on getting hold of Social Security to do my name change. Jennifer, I don't know, where are you? What country? I suppose you are in the United States because you call about Social Security. But yeah, that should be no issue. I have done mine, and many people have done their own name changes with Social Security, and that should be no issue.
Ella,
Try
Debbie
to
has
go to the,
something to say too.
yeah. There are many sites that can help you with that, and many, many groups that can help you with the name change, the gender change, and of course, in the social security. Sometimes you have to be a bit careful because some places are very pro transgender and others are very against transgender. So, you have to know where to go. Try to get some advice from the community, your local community, because it can change.
And Trans Social, the organization that I work with, they are very grassroots. They've always been. And when I say they, I'm talking about Morgan and Ashley Mayfair. And I have found that, like, even with me, before I started doing outreach work for them, they took me by the hand for Social Security and my passport. And so I'm getting to this. If you're not in South Florida, you can still reach out to Trans Social. It's transsocial.org. Okay. And you can Google it too, it'll come up. And I know that Morgan and Ashley have helped other people, other trans people in other states. So, that's a resource for you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Raj.
And Ella, I wanted to expand on the one person's question about their friend having surgeries. So the whole idea of, in my case, boobs, was to get my body in the same ballpark as my spirit and my mind. So you have a human who identifies as transgender, and they've gone through the counseling, and this is like as real as the sun's going to rise tomorrow. So you take action, and the idea of taking this action, surgeries and other things, is to create a sense of congruence. So now you have someone who has had surgery and is now living their life as their true self. It would seem to me, and I know this is true in my case, I am now more alive. There's more energy. There's no log jam. The horses are all running in the same direction. My sexual aptitude has increased. My own just sexual prowess has increased because of I'm expressing myself as myself. So therefore, there's just more of a sense of togetherness. And so when you have a human that has all the horses running in the same direction, you're going to have an increase in your own human aura, your human energy. So you've now produced a human that there's less noise, there's more harmony, there's more tranquility, and so therefore now you have even a better human. So that's, we do these things to improve ourselves. The whole idea of a transgender person recognizing themselves and then taking action is for self-improvement. So for anyone who is trans and now they're going to take action, this is all about self-improvement. And so everything will be elevated. Everything, the person's attitude. And remember now, also too, boobs or SRS or anything like this is not a magic pill. There has to be the right frame of mind and attitude and perception going into it. And it requires a lot of work. And so therefore, you just can't take a pill. If you're miserable now and then you get SRS or boobs and then take a pill and think you're not going to be miserable tomorrow, that may or may not be the case. It's going to require attitude adjustment and redefining ourselves and then expressing ourselves in our true definition of our own soul. And I don't know if I answered that person's question or not, but I think it's just all about the evolutionary process.
But sometimes becoming your authentic self, I have seen people that have had drug problems and alcohol problems, and they transitioned and the problems went away because they're not trying to mask or hide or tried to cover up their emotions, because their emotions are coming out and they're flowing and they're being their authentic self. That in itself can change somebody's attitude. Yes, we have to work at it and it requires work, but I have seen a lot of people who put the effort into changing that they didn't have to put effort into the alcohol and the drugs. It just kind of went away on its own because they weren't in pain.
Amen.
Amen. We had a text from Rose, and I am so proud of Rose. Rose wrote, I'm Rose, very happy to communicate with you again. I'm a transgender woman from Sudan,
Oh
and
my
I am currently residing in England. In fact, we need your moral support in order to protect our LGBT community. I am the first Sudanese transgender woman who started hormonal therapy 6 months ago, and I am very happy because I found myself. You make it, girl. Thank you. I have to tell, I have many personal friends that are from, North Africa and from, what do you call it, Muslim countries. One of my best friends is actually from Saudi Arabia, and he's gay. And I see that, the LGBT community, exiled LGBT community from these countries is huge, so big. So thank you for sharing that with us, Rose.
And keep shining, Rose. Keep shining. You
Yes,
are
please.
yes, you're an inspiration to all the LGBTQ Sudanese people in the world, because you took a stand and you are becoming who you really are, and you're living your authentic truth. So I'm just so happy for you, Rose, and many blessings to you.
We got another question, Ella.
Sorry?
We've been going for almost 45 minutes, so keep an eye on the time.
Yeah, we are going for a long time today.
We can
Okay.
run our mouth, everyone.
I am going to make the last comments that I've got here, and then afterwards we close it, okay? So micronized progesterone is really absorbed in the colon, bypassing digestion. Then you are all beautiful humans, love you, and X. Thank you, Shane. We love you too, Shane. And then I've got here something which is very interesting, and we probably could put that for the next show because it's a very big one. I am in a relationship with a cis woman, but also since my 3rd year on hormones, I feel attracted to guys. Also, is that normal?
Can I answer on some of that real quick?
Girl.
Sometimes the attraction to a man is also like the attraction to having breasts, but to have a man to want to take you as a woman, psychologically, is it about the attraction to a man, or is it about the attraction that a man is taking you as a woman, which is reinforcing your authentic self, that you've gone from one to where somebody is wanting you for the new you? And so that could also be part of the equation. But y'all, I just wanted to throw that in.
So, you know what? I think that is a theme for itself, attraction, being pansexual, being, it is normal, and everybody has got a different way of reacting to it. But I think that would be a really theme for next time, okay?
We actually did a show on that, if you remember, a while back.
Yeah, but next time, let's have a live show, and it is attraction. To whom are you attracted to? Is that normal or is that not normal? Everything is normal anyway. So, you can do what you want, but, does it change hormones? Let's discuss it next time, okay?
Sounds
Any last words? Just
Just want to
Morning.
thank everyone for, tuning in. Thank you all for continuing to support us, and wish everyone much love.
Likewise.
Send us,
Same here.
you can instant message us with questions. And next week when we do the show, we can take those questions that you sent, we can bring them up too. So you can still be heard.
With those last words, I thank you all for being here again. And we really enjoy to make these shows. We hope that everything goes great with you. Please do watch Transgurus. I know that lately we have not been very active because, we've been having a couple of very, very personal things going on. But I would like to thank you all, give a kiss to all of you, wherever you are in the world. If it's morning, afternoon, or evening, enjoy your day and think of Transgurus and be strong because we are great and beautiful, okay? Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Wow.
We off the air? Are we still on?
Wait a second.
I think we're still on. Hey, everyone.
Yeah, now we should really start talking. Then Jimmy's gone. We
Really
can
start
really. Yeah, she keeps us in control and tame, whereas we like to get a little crazy at times.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was a good show, huh? Wow.
Mhm.
We're getting better and better at this.
You know, I love doing these live shows better than I like just doing the Zoom ones. I don't know how everybody else feels.
Yeah.
But I think it's it's not like it's scripted. We're feeding off of what people are sending to us.
Yeah.
And
It was a really great show, I tell you that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Raj? You do so many